Good morning again, and welcome to RPR. My name is Kat. I'll be your instructor today. Okay, so now, if you're new to RPR, the main reason that you are here because RPR, it's a great product. It's provided to us by NAR, and the company, NAR. NAR, what they have decided to is combine information. So this way you don't have to go to multiple locations for information. It includes the MLS listings. So this way you can see the listing, the tax record, the information about schools, mortgage, all that combined into one place. So this way you don't have to go into multiple places. And in addition to that, it has also reports. That's what you're here for, so that when you can get the report printout for your presentations. So this way you can use these reports I'm going to show you for presentations, so you can show them to an owner if you're planning on listing a property, do your comparables, get an RVM. I'm going to tell you more about that in a little bit. Okay, so RPR is NAR's technology company that, again, they created to merge all that information into one. Okay. Fully owned subsidiary corporation. It has information all not just in the Nevada or Las Vegas area. It covers property records nationwide. So I've even found properties in Puerto Rico. So you can find properties if you want to know about a property, say in Florida, in Texas, New York, California, you can pull up those property records from all over the country. Okay, this is exclusively for realtors. It's not that it does not allow public access. So that's why when you log in, I'm going to show you how to set everything up so you can get in, but there's no access for the public into the system at all. But what you can do is you can create those reports for your presentations and show it to the public. There's a great feature, no additional charge to realtors. So this is included within your NAR dues. And again, there's no consumer or public access. The topics we're going to cover this morning include the homepage features, all these buttons that you're going to see on the homepage, how you can look up properties, things like that. Search. In the search results, how we can select the properties. We can do mailings for prospecting, things like that's going to be included in there. We're going to open up a property and look at the information of it, like all the information, all the combined information in one. So we're going to get the property details, and we're going to do also monitor market activity. And the last part is the resources. So if you need help, you have trouble using the system, where you can get help from, like training, additional training, all that will be, I'll cover all of that at the end. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with these three letters, right? AVM, and good morning and welcome if you just joined us. The AVM stands for Automated Valuation Model. I'm sure that you guys have seen that when you list a property. It's also in your listing agreement. So what it does, some programmers take a specific area of a property and generate the automated valuation model, like a price, like an estimated value. So that's what AVM stands for, Automated Valuation Model. Okay, it's the estimated based on public available information, like public records. But in here in RPR, what I'm going to show you, they call this RVM. It's a little different because the RVM, let's start with the first letter. The first letter is R for Realtors Valuation Model. And it's an estimate also calculated by using the public available information, which that's what the AVM is. Plus, it includes the MLS, active, sold, off-market data. So it combines all three. Okay, so they, according to NAR, it gives a higher accuracy of any valuation, because again, the active listings, you know, that is not, people don't know what's on the market. The public records only gives you the solds, the sales. So from here, we're going to start. We're going to take a look how first we'll talk about getting into RPR. Escape out of here. Let's use the same browser. How's that? Use a news tab. Well, I'm using Google Chrome in case you're not familiar with this browser. So in case you're a Safari user or a Firefox, this is Google Chrome. Same thing, just go on top on the address bar. We're going to type in the address for Matrix, las.mlsmatrix.com. Enter your public ID and your private ID. Click login. And this brings us to the single sign-on page. From the single sign-on page, find the colorful logo like this one, RPR. On mine is on the first row, is number 8. So sometimes if you have low resolution, this could go into the next row, or if you have really high resolution, this could be in the middle of your first row. So find it, and it looks like this icon, and it's called RPR. I think this is going to log me in automatically. Yeah, it's logging me in. Let me log out. Click sign up. I want to show you, if in case you have not registered or set up your account yet with RPR. So if this is your first time using RPR, it brings you here instead of the home page or the dashboard. So from here, if you have never used it before, you need to click here where it says create a new account, down here on the right. This is where you can enter your last name, your nerd's last name, and then the easier thing to use here is your email address, the email address that you provided when you join as a new member with the Las Vegas Association. So put in your last name, your email address, and then click next, and then follow the instructions to create your password and all that. So that's how they'll find you. If you need your NERDS ID or prefer to use your NERDS ID, you can call the association and ask for it, and talk to membership, and they'll be able to provide you with your NRDS ID, NERDS ID. After you create your password, just follow the instructions to create it. Then it'll bring you back here, back to the beginning, and then you can enter your email address and your password that you created. If you run into any problems, you can also call our membership to make sure that an NRDS ID exists for you, because I've seen something weird in the system sometimes. You can also call their support line. This is 24/7, or live chat with them on the bottom left. So the 877 number is a toll-free number. So just give them a call and see if there's anything wrong with your account, why they can't find you for whatever reason. I think that's my password. And then I have, after you enter your email address, always use your email address, your password. And then down here it says keep me signed in for 2 weeks. I leave that checked. So this next time when I click from the single sign-on page, it brings me right in, like you saw earlier. Okay, so here we are on the main page of RPR. The RPR up here, you have the home, research, marketing, report, learn RPR, help, my work. I'm going to go over this a little later, but the first thing I want you guys to do is set up your information. Make sure that your profile is set up. So on the top, if you have not added your photo, this is where you can also add your photo instead of your initial that appears up on top. So click here first. We're going to settings. Let's not, let's go to profile first before we go to settings. Profile. And in profile, this is where you can upload your logo on your photo. Your photo, your logo. So to do that, simply click here, upload photo. Find it in your computer. Make sure you know where your photos are located. I'm going to go to my pictures folder. Find my picture, click it, click open, and you can crop it. This way you can click OK. There's my photo. And the logo, click again, do the same thing. Go to where it says upload logo. Find the location. Where is your picture located? And choose your logo. I'm going to choose this one. Open. Looks good. Click OK. There is my logo. Next, scroll down. You have your contact information, your first name, last name, your office information, brokerage information. If you keep going down, phone number, email address, website address if you have one. Then below where it says MLS or CIE information, CIE is for commercial. So you can go to the state. If nothing appears down below, you need to just scroll down, find Nevada on the list. Select Nevada, then select on this list, Las Vegas. Las Vegas Realtors. Enter your public ID here. And then just click add. Then it will appear down here. Las Vegas Realtors, your public ID, and listing data status. So make sure this has a check. So this way, when you look up properties, you can also find listings when you do searches. And I don't know why it includes another one here that says undefined. So if you see undefined, you can get rid of this one. This one is not, it's just additional for some reason. It just adds it. Because the reason I told you to remove it is when I'm finished, when you click save up here, if you have that undefined, it gives you an error. It's a programmer issue, I guess. So that's why I had to click the X to remove it. You can also add other association, not just Nevada. So if you belong to an association in California, Florida, Texas, New York, anywhere around the country, you can add the state with the other association and just put in your public ID for the other association also. Down here, you can add your license number. So I picked Nevada, real estate, and a fake license number. Down here where it says assistant users, the system tells you that you can add up to 3 assistants, but that feature is not turned on or connected to our MLS because our admin assistant here in Las Vegas, we do not add them as members of NAR. That's why the information does not go. That's why you get an error when you try to add them. News, subscription, and privacy policy. Again, here's for you if you want to get emails, news, read the terms of use, select them, and then save. It's up to you. Let's move on to the right-hand side. On the right-hand side, we have the mobile access. So there's an app also. So you can go to the App Store, look up RPR. This way you can pull up properties while you're in a neighborhood. So this way you can get information about a property while you're out and about. Over here, I have a connected app, Zip Forms. This came with me because I used to be an administrator in Florida. So if you don't have anything, that's normal, okay? We have the time zone. Make sure that you're in the correct time zone. We are here in Nevada, Las Vegas, so we are Pacific. Now up here, the rest is your account information, has your last name. Remember, it asked for a NERDS ID when I was creating my account. So, or use the email address that is tied to your NERDS ID. So if you're not sure which one it is, you can contact our membership for either one, for either your NERDS ID or your email address that we have on record in our membership. And this is where you can also change your password. And these are the rules for a new password. If you want to change a password, it has to be at least 7 characters. You need to have lowercase and uppercase, and you have to have number or special character. This accepts special character. Okay. When you're done updating anything in here, simply go back to the top and click save. Don't forget to save your changes. And remember, if you have that undefined on the bottom, it gives you an error. So make sure that you X out of that. Here's my update. Is now instead of an error, it's giving me thank you for updating your profile. I'll click close and I'm back. Now, let's go to settings. So you see I click settings up here. This is the same as going up here. When you click and then go to settings, it brings you here. The settings, one thing you can do here is determine how long, like when there's a new listing entered in the MLS, this will tell you how, you can keep a little markers telling you that, oh, this is a new listing for up to 14 days. I think that's the default. We set to default. Oh, okay. I guess the default is not 14. The default is 30 days. So if you feel 30 days letting you know that this is a new listing, 30 days is too long. Remember, I had mine set to 14 days. You can drag this little ball. Okay. You can drag it over and look, I can make it 14 days. 2 weeks is long enough for me for the system to tell me, okay, this is a new listing. So whenever you pull up new listings, or when you zoom in on a map, or if you see a property that you see a marker that says new on them, this is how long you can set, you can define it to have the new label on them. Here's the recently sold. So you can have, it'll say sold for up to 90 days, recently sold. And you can also do the same with commercials, like how, new is this listing and how new is this sale. So you can move this around. And if you're happy with whatever you set here, simply click save, close, and it will stay. But if you want to start all over, always there's a reset to default, and then, make your change after that if you want to change these numbers around. Okay, the next thing I want to show you also is we have markets. So market, it could be your farm area, for example. You can put in a neighborhood, which is, here we don't call them neighborhood, we call them community names. So if you have a community name that you always like to keep an eye on, it's like a hot sheet kind of, isn't it? So like my market, my hot sheet, what's going on in this area. So you can do it by city, zip code. Let's do Desert Shores. So I can type desert space. Look, there's a Desert Shores, California. But look, when I finish the entire name, it gives me other options. Remember, you get the entire database throughout the entire country. So if I want to stick to Desert Shores in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is the community here, click it. Okay. And then here is my market. I can add a different one. If I don't want to use to keep an eye on this market anymore, there's the option to remove it. And then after you remove it, don't forget to save it. Or add it and then save it too if you want to keep them. So if you want to do it by zip code, I can do 89117, for example. And it tells me, okay, I want Las Vegas, Nevada, 89117. Click that and look, I added the zip code. So that's all about your markets. And I'll show you where you can pick that up on the map. Let's click save. Thanks for updating your settings. Click close, and we're finished with our photo. Well, it hasn't appeared. Let's refresh my page. There's my photo. So here's my photo. And when I click the drop down, that was profile and settings. And the third option, of course, is to get out of here, sign out. But if you sign out, you have to sign back in. Make sure you remember your password, because this does not use the same password as Matrix when I logged in with my into my single sign-on page. Okay, so let's go to the home. Now, from the home, the first thing I want to show you here on the top, let's talk about this top, up, higher first. This is where you can do research. When you click research, you can do a property search. I don't know why they did that, but because if I want to do a property search, I can just enter an address here and then hit the magnifying glass to get me the results. That's it. It's a very fast search. Right. There's a map search, which is this right here. So you can search by, you can search by community. You can search by or zoom in and draw an area, like you do normally. You can draw a polygon of a particular location. There's neighborhood search, where you can search, I just showed you, you can search by the community names. School search, you have the residential market activity. I'll show you that one at like towards the end, because we can do a market activity report, and it gives you like a heat map. That's really neat for your presentations. Commercial site, commercial map, how to research. So there's a video on this right here. Will show you how you can do researches. Marketing, you can do prospecting for residential. I'll show you how to do it from the map, so this way you don't have to do it from here. Commercial clients, residential, create, and then marketing tips. You see there's a video for you to watch in case you want to learn how to use it. Next is the reports. This is the big one right here. This is the reason that you guys are here, because that's what this program can create, reports for your presentations. That's what's so great about this system. And the report, first thing the first option here is the bell. I'll leave this on, because when you create reports, it does not show up immediately. It takes a minute or two. So, and then this little report bell will alert you when the report is ready. So this way, then you can just open up that PDF file, and then you can either download it to your computer, or you can send it to your clients. You can do whatever you want. But the reports also are good for 30 days in here. So they stay for 30 days. So if you don't want to lose them, you can download them. I'll show you how to do that through Google Chrome. Okay, so here's the type of reports, and make sure that the report bell is turned on. So this way it alerts you. And there's also an option here to learn. So if you're already in the map doing a search and you're stuck, you want to find out how to use this map. While you have the map open, you see to go to the map is right here where it says map search. So it takes me into that feature of this program. But if you're stuck, or if you want to learn more, maybe there's something that you're not understanding, then you can always click learn. No matter which page you're on, the learn will open up the videos for that particular page that you're on. In case maybe you're in here doing the filters. So if you're in the advanced filters and you want to learn more about it while you're in there, you can always go up here to learn, and then it tells you how to use the filters. Like here, we're right now on the home page. I want to know more about this home page. If you want to learn more, simply click the video to watch it if you want to. And it tells you how long the videos are, 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Okay, my markets also, you see, is right here. I already told you how to set up my markets. Remember, that was under my profile up here in settings. And they appear here next to the map, the markets, my markets. And of course, there's always help. So if you need assistance, there's their technical support number, 877-977-7576. So whenever you click help, you can type in a topic here and look it up yourself. But if you prefer somebody to walk you through it, feel free to call them. Their number is available. There's always a tech available 24/7. You can chat with someone. If you don't want to call them, you can chat with them. Okay, and there's also an email for them. So, all right. Next, we have down here, we have shortcuts. Oh, let me go back up. We almost skip over all of this. Up here, let's talk about the options. We have residential or commercial. So if you guys do only commercial, this is a great tool for you too, guys, because you can always flip this over to commercial. Now you can look up commercial properties, commercial listings. So this system combines with Crexi, Brevitas, and you can look up commercial properties throughout the entire country. So, and when you search, well, this is residential, obviously, but if you want to search for commercial listings, this is great. So you can enter a neighborhood, well, not neighborhood, there's no commercial neighborhoods, but you can look up like a zip code, you know, enter a zip code or a city, and then just hit search to pull up commercial properties. And then this is just like criteria. This type status, for sale or for rent. You want active, what type of what status? We're gonna go over this in a second. The property type, price range, type of building, square foot, sorry, building square foot, lot square feet, and then filters. So you can look up commercial properties at no additional cost. So let's flip it back to residential. Now, for residential folks, if you're looking for a property address, simply type in here the address. So I guess I searched for an address in Pahrump, 3680 National Avenue. So just the same like in Matrix, street number, street name. So if I'm looking up, if I want to look up this address again in Pahrump, 3680 National Avenue, I type 3680 space and national. And when I type it, look, it gives me suggestions down here. Are you looking for 3680 National in Pahrump, Nevada, or in Fayetteville, North Carolina? Pahrump. I'm not gonna go to North Carolina. So click here, and then it pulls up that property for you, just like that. Street number, street name, and then below, it gives you suggestions. Click the correct one, and then it brings you the information right to your doorsteps. Let's go back home. So up here, do you see this? You can use this as your breadcrumb up here, or this up here. This you can always return back to the beginning. So if I wanna go back to the home screen, you can use home here or click home here. So these are your breadcrumbs. Click home here, and now we're back here again. So again, it's easy. So whenever you need to pull up any address, any property, simply type in the address here and hit enter or click the magnifying glass, and you get the results. So that's all. That's pretty much what you need to learn today. But there's more though. Next is the if you're looking for property records, let's say, okay, I want to do prospecting. Then I'm not looking for listings, right? I don't care for listings. But if you are looking for listings, this is where you can select, are you looking listings for sale or for rent? Okay. But if you're not looking for listings and you're doing prospecting, click public records, and that will switch you out of the listing mode. So this way you can look for property records, and then you can do labels, which I'm going to show you in a minute. All right. But if you're looking for listings, these are the statuses though. Okay. Let me explain to you the difference between here and our MLS, because it's a little different. Except for active. Active, that one is active exclusive right, active exclusive agency, auction. So active are all those actives. Next, active under contract. Now, we don't have that in our MLS. Our MLS is under contract show and under contract no show. So active under contract is under contract show. So that's our UCS in Las Vegas. So active under contract is in our MLS is under contract show. Pending is under contract no show, UCNS. So that's pending. That I'm sure many of you are still familiar with the previous name. So that's kind of the same, pending. There's hold. Hold are temporarily off the market, T status. Sold, closed, are sold. Remember, our solds also include histories, H status. So closed, if it's more than 1 year, is H. So this does both S and H. And if it's a rental, it's an L, lease. Withdrawn, same, W status. We don't use canceled in Las Vegas, so don't bother ever checking this one. You get nothing. And of course, there's the X status, expired listings. So that's the similarity between this and our MLS. Okay, let's switch it over to public records, which is I'm going to show you. Okay, so public records, and then here you can put in a date range. So you can search for off-market properties like sold within, you know, from this date to this date. I'm going to leave it all. Just going to check public records. And when I'm finished, click out. So now it says public records. What type of property are you working with? Let's just do single family. If you click all, it selects them all. So we have single family, condos, mobile manufactured, other residential, multifamily, which is a duplex, triplex, quadruplex, vacant lot. We don't have farm ranch. We have price. The price we have, you can put in a range or you can type it in. I want between 250 and 500,000. You can type it in here or select, or you type. You can type 250, you see, or select it here. You see 250K plus to 475. You see, there's no 475,000, but when I type 400, look, now then you can select it from here, or you can type it in 480. 480, 1, 2, 3. So it's 480,000. You need to include those additional zeros. So there you go. You can search by price. You can search by beds and bath. 3 or more beds. 2 or more bath. So this is just like criteria. And then filter. Well, this is, I'm not searching for listing, so let me take this out. Let's filter. And when you click filter, this is more criteria, like an advanced search that gives you more options. We already went through all of this. You see this right here, the public records. We already, this right here was type status, property type. We already went through that. Price, beds, bath, living area, lot, unit. You have all that available to you. If you're looking for distressed properties, you can select those here. And then, but if you select something, you can also put in a date range, the distress. So like a pre-foreclosure, and then you can put in here, when was it filed? That's the distress date. The open house, you can search open houses here. Land, so you can click here and then just select what type of land you're looking for. Then you have also occupancy. If I was doing prospecting like I am right now, I want absentee owners only. So click that and you can target the absentee owners. Year built, and then time owned. This is a good one. If you're doing prospecting, you don't want somebody who just recently bought the property. Most likely they're not planning on selling it. And if they are, they already showed somebody. So if I want anyone that has owned the property for more than 10 years, you can click here, 1, 2, 1, 3. So I can click 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 plus. So anyone who has owned the property for 10 or more years. And then to the right, we have keyword search. You can type in the keyword here or simply just select them here. So after you select, just click update and search and it will give you the results. Let's go back to the top. So right now it says result using these filters. I have 0 results. Why? Because I have not chosen an area yet. Okay. So let's go back to the home to return. But if I want to, if let's say that if I found 200 properties, I want to see those properties, just click update and search and it takes you to the results. Update and search. Back to the home. Let's reset. Okay. Let's go back home. We're actually at the home, except that this is just showing me everything. Let's click filter to hide it then. So if you want the filter to go away, you guys saw what I did, right? I click filter up here to hide that. Next, we have shortcuts. The shortcuts, this is a very neat feature I found at the beginning, but then while I was using it, I lost interest because it's kind of neat because if you want to prospect for clients, for example, when you click here, it asks you, you know, if you want to use, let's click it. Okay, it's not working for me right now. This is supposed to walk you through the process. So like if I was prospecting for a client, it will ask me, okay, you need to search. So it tells me to go from here to, where is the, or marketing, sorry. So here, and then go to, click where it says prospecting for residential client. You know, it tells you where to click. But I don't know why this looks like it's turned off right now. I'm clicking it, nothing happens. I don't know if any of you are following along, but if you are, and if it's working for you, you see that little purple bubble pop up telling you, okay, go here, and then click here, and then, you know, do things. The only downside about it is it doesn't take you all the way from playing with this system. So it's up to you, but at least it gets you started. It tells you, you know, how to start from here to here, but it leaves you hanging somewhere in the middle. Okay. So I don't feel like, if you don't like to use this, you can always hide it, collapse this card. I'll leave it on so you guys can see that it exists. Okay, so here we have the map. So you see the map here. Remember earlier when I went into settings and I added my market? My market was, I added Desert Shores, I added zip code 89117. Here they are. So if I want to see what's going on in Desert Shores, look, this is like market activity / hot sheet, like just like in Matrix, you know, you see market activity, but this is set up already. Look, in Desert Shores, there are 31, okay, 31 properties, listings. So for sale, there's 8. So you see the blue, this blue up here, these are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are the for sale. There's for lease. For lease are the yellow ones. The price change, you see a dollar sign. We saw one here, right here. So there's this one, changed price. Actually 3 of them. So you can view those right on the map and click it so you can see the price. Pending sale, the ones that are pending sale are the ones with the black circle, blue with the black circle. There's the close, sold. The solds are the blue squares. And then there is also yellow, those are rentals. So rented properties. So these are rented. Distress, there's none. So, but if you see a red dot, now you know what it is. I want to look at zip code 89117. So to switch the market to the other one, click it, and here is the one for the zip code 89117. And look, that's a lot bigger, right? The zip code than the community. So there's a lot more activity on a zip code, as you can see. All right, so you decide how you want to set it up. So if you want to add another community in here, you can simply click add right here. You see the add button. It brings me back here again. Remember this was settings earlier. So if I want to add Peccole Ranch, for example, Peccole to see Peccole Ranch in Las Vegas. So you see, I did not even type in the entire name, and it starts giving me suggestions. So this is the one I want, Peccole Ranch. So I select Peccole Ranch and then save it, close it, return back home. And now I have Peccole Ranch right here. So here you go. And then you see it even draws the boundary for me. So this way, in case you don't know what the boundary is of a community, there you go. It's nice and helpful, right? Okay, so there's Peccole Ranch. And later we'll talk about the bottom part. Okay. Oh, I forgot to mention this tab. This tab up here, when you save a search, remember this up here, if I start putting criteria, this is like criteria, public record, let's do Peccole Ranch. See, Peccole Ranch, gives me the suggestion. Public record, Pecola Ranch, single family. Just in case there's townhouses combined in here. Price under 400,000. Actually, let's not do price. Let's take that out. Let's do 4 or more bedrooms. 3 or more bath. Okay, so you see, this is like I'm entering criteria, and you can click filter for more criteria, right? But look, the count on the fly, it tells me that I'm way past 500 properties. My limit is 500. But if I want to save this search after I enter the criteria, you notice this appears, the save, the little heart. So I can click here and I can type Pecola Ranch, single family residential, 4+ beds. Give it a name and then click save. So after I save a search, and look, this little bubble just dropped right in the middle of my screen. So if you want to find that save search later, go to my work and save search. Where's save searches? Right here, save search. But if you save a property or set a property aside, you can do the same. Whenever you see a heart, simply click the heart, and later you can find my saved properties. So this way you can find them later. But it's always on the home page at the bottom. So you can find those options there, because when you click this, that's what it'll do. It'll take you to the home page, to the bottom of it. You see, I'm at the bottom of the home page. This is the home page. Right here, it brings me, you see here's Pecola Ranch. So if I want to bring up that search again, just click here. Okay, so this is, again, just like criteria. No, don't forget there's filters for you to narrow down in case you have way too many results. Let's talk about this map now, because this is the newest thing that came out in March. This is it's been around for only 7 months. So now let's go to map search up here. You see, I just click map search on the top right corner of the map where it says map search. And you can pretty much do the same. Look, I'm searching Pecola Ranch, but look, it's pretty big, Pecola Ranch. That's why I'm getting a lot of results, because especially when I'm searching public records. Actually, this switched it over to listing. So let's switch it back over. Public records. Let's stick to single family. Let's do 3 or more. And let's do 2 or more bath. Now, I just put in some criteria here. But I'm searching public records because I'm going to show you now how we can do the prospecting. But before we do that, look, it gives me the boundary for Pecola Ranch right here. And in here, there are smaller communities inside here. Smaller neighborhood. They call it micro, micro neighborhood. So do you see up here where it says show geography? This is pretty cool. When you click here, we have micro neighborhoods. You see that? You can click that and look. It even breaks it down more. So if you're targeting one of these micro neighborhoods, you can zoom in and you can draw. Like, I only want this part, this western part of Pecola Ranch. I don't care about the rest of it. I want to target this area only. Then you can draw. You see this, the options on the right hand side. This is zoom in, zoom out, recenter, and this is the expand to make the map take up the entire screen. This is the view, so you can switch it to aerial, to well, let me click it, to aerial, satellite, road, terrain. Driving is pretty cool. I'm going to show you that a little later. But draw. Let's say I want to draw only this area right here. I only want to target these homes. So I can click draw. I prefer polygon. I'm not good at freehand because I have a shaky hand. So I can draw this area, you see? When you start drawing like the polygon, like this is what I want, this area. So I start in a corner, left click, and then I can go this way, or I can go this way. It's up to you. So this is that's Wallapai, right? Wallapai is all the way and then it's straight. So I click here and then I go all the way to this tiny street, which I can't even read. So I'm going to click here, go up here, and it looks like it curves. So it goes, click here, go around the curve, click here, go all the way to the top, click here. And then I can follow. Okay, it closed, it closed automatically. And then it says search this area. So after you're finished with the polygon, click search this area. Let me see if it looks good though. Yeah, it looks good. Even though I was gonna go around home stretch drive, but it looks like it got all the homes here too. So, but if not, you can clear it. And you see right here, this is to clear it, remove boundary, and then redraw it if it didn't come out right. Okay, so there's my micro neighborhood. There's 2 micro neighborhoods combined in here. Let me zoom out so you guys can see where we are. So here's Wallapai. And this is Pecole Ranch, Pecole. We have driving. This is kind of neat also. The driving feature, like, let's do this corner right here. Okay, so I can click driving, travel time. So I don't have to enter an address. You can if you want to, but you see, this is the marker. You can drop this marker anywhere on the map. Like I want to drop it from on this corner on home stretch in Wallapai, right here. Okay. And after you drop this marker, click next. And let me drag this down a little so you can see it, see this bubble. Travel by car, time of the day, which weekday, and then I want my length of the journey to be 20 minutes. Click next, and look, it draws. It will end up looking like a spider, like showing you, okay, look, you can get to most of Las Vegas in 20 minutes from here. You see that? So it tells you what's the farthest reach of 20 minutes. I don't know how that can help you, but it's pretty neat, I think. I don't know. Now, let's go back to business. But you see, that's what driving directions gives you, the travel time, 20 minutes, you just set how far, things like that. Next, you have also distance. So you can do the distance. Oops, let me cancel. So let's zoom back into an area. Let's stick with Pecole Ranch. Let's do Charleston. Charleston and Wallapai. So then I can go back to this. This is distance. So you can always, again, I don't have to enter an address. I can just drop this little marker. And then after I drop it, I click next. And then what's 5 miles from here? So then you can click next. Again, you can do 10 miles, it gives you the radius. You see that? So that's driving. But here's a neat thing. If you're doing commercial, I don't know why I keep bringing up commercial, but in the commercials, one thing you want to know is traffic, foot traffic. So you want to, when somebody's looking for a business, they like to open their business in a high traffic area, right? So it's helpful by going into driving directions, clicking the traffic count right here. So you see the yellow, orange, red are the lower traffic. The purple, blue, dark blue are higher traffic. So when I click apply, it tells you where the highest traffic is. Of course, it's all the way by the strip, right? But here it has high traffic. Look at this. Some of these major roads have high traffic. But you can zoom in. I zoomed out too far, but so this way you can see better. Still thinking. So let's turn this off. Let me zoom into a particular area so you guys can see this better. So let's say somebody wants to know how's the traffic on Charleston. Well, there's the Summerlin, so Shouldn't be too bad, right? So Charleston right here, how busy is this area? You can click driving, traffic count, and then just apply, and boom, there's, oh, it's pretty, you see it's pretty high, has purple, blue. You want dark blue, but you know, I'm sure the people living in this area driving to work might not like that, but for business is good, right? Maybe you want to know that for the opposite reason. Okay, so that was driving right here. There's also point of interest. So if somebody is interested in a particular area on the map, you see there's libraries, there's this little pins that tells you also the schools. But if you want to look for a particular point of interest, you can click that. So if you're looking for banks, for restaurants, you know, you have a bunch of options. Grocery, hospitals, restaurants are here. So you can select those right here. So if gas stations, banks, hospitals, I don't know. I just select them and then I click apply. And then those will pop up on my screen. You see these little markers that just popped up. So you can get that information too. But besides that, if you are always looking for this type of points of interest, you can save those as your default, the ones that you select. So you can always use your default. Load my default, boom, and it will just appear all over the map. However, there's other types of groupings. Check this out. There's the basics. So when I click basics, look, this gets selected. Entertainment. So if somebody's into entertainment, you can click that. Let me clear. Let's not have all of that. So let's go back to point of interest. Okay. Let's unselect this. Unselect everything first. Let's just start with basic. Here's the basic. Unselect basic, entertainment. These are the entertainment. And then seniors. Okay. And then don't forget, you can also add hospitals, other stuff, parks, you know, libraries, restaurants, you know, I don't know who decided this, but I'm sure seniors are more interested than just these 4 options. Okay. And then click apply, and those will appear on your screen. And to remove them, click it and then clear. And it takes them out of your screen. So that's point of interest. Schools, of course, their schools are available here too. So I can select private schools, charter, public, apply, and then it shows you the schools. Oh, there's 2 of them right here. Clear. Data layers. You also get all of these data. This is like the heat map I was telling you earlier about. So you can create a report. I'm going to show you that towards the end, how you can put this on a report so you can share it with your clients or do it for a presentation. There's a layer for estimated home value. Check this out. When I click this, it zooms me out, but you see this is the area of Piccoli I'm looking at, so you have an idea where I'm targeting. And then just click apply. And then once you click apply, you see there are dark blues, light blues. What does that mean? Look on the bottom right. On the bottom right, you have the estimated home values. That's what this is right now. And the lighter area is under 100,000. And then the dark area is 20 million, up to 20 million. So this is pretty expensive over here. Look at that, expensive areas. So you get an idea where the expensive homes and where are the moderate and the light. Okay. So those are the home values. So next, let's go back to data layer. Let's switch it over to 12-month change estimate value. This is kind of neat. So 12 months, let's apply it. And now you have red, you have blue all over the map. What does that mean? Red is the price went down and blue, the price went up. Oh, prices went up here and here and here. Okay, that prices went down here. So there you go. So that's the heat map. So I'm going to go back to the data layer. There's also estimated value per square feet. Apply that, and it tells you the price per square footage. 25 up to $1,000 per square feet. That's expensive. So concentration of distress. Apply. Really? This one surprises me. Maybe there's some notices of defaults in here, but when you pull up, you know, there's almost non-existent for short sales, right? So there you go. There's a concentration of distress. There's average sale price. So let's apply that so you guys can see it. So the average sale price, you see the dark blue is over 5 million. You see that? Okay. Average sale price, average list price, apply that, and you get this heat map also. We have also pending sale concentration. Where are there a lot of pending sales? Apply. Not a lot of pending sale concentration. There's only a white blob here, low. Let's apply this again. Let's see. Reduce search in this area. Okay. Okay, this is the whole area. I took out the area I drew, but I can redraw it. So that was data layer. Let's go back to list price, sell price, apply, and now you can see list price versus sell price. The list price versus sell price, if you, in case you don't know what this is, you see there's a more option here. When you click more, it explains to you what this is about, in case you need to be explained what it is. Okay. Then there's also housing density. Apply, and it tells you that the yellow has higher density of housing. And now you have the year built. Apply, and it gives you everything. The newer is the darker, the lighter is the older properties, year built. And flood zone. We don't have to worry about flood zone much in Las Vegas, but let's go over to Pahrump. Here we go. Now you can see Pahrump has some high risk areas. You see that? And the green means low risk. So this, I need to show you that so you get an idea. Okay. So there's some moderate risk on the pink. There could be lakes, rivers, things like that there. Okay, also don't forget, there's also a legend on the bottom. The legend will give you the, in case you don't know what the blue dots are, the red dots, you see, it tells you what they are, the squares. And remember, the new listings have the new marker on them. And I set mine to 14 days, I think. There's coming soon, open house. So whenever you see those markers, it tells you that there's like open houses, coming soon listings, etc. Okay, so let's return back. Let's clear out this. Back to the regular map. Let's go back to Pecole Ranch. Here we are again. Okay, yes, I know my limit. So I'm gonna draw again the area using a polygon. Start from here, down here, up here, to here, and finish where I started. Search this area, and we're back to that group of homes. So I just did a search. There's 209 properties. You can put in more filters if you want to narrow it down. Remember, when you go back to the filters, you can also include the ownership time. Like I want some folks that have owned the property for more than 10 years in that area of Pecole Ranch. So after you select that, you can always go back up and look. Whoa. So there's only 3 homes that have been owned for more than, let's add 5. Wow. It gives me 6 properties. Okay, fine. Let's take them out. Let's clear it. Let's give me everything. So, wow. How come it's only giving me 7? 3, 2, public records, single family. something is not giving me the right results. Okay. Let's return back. Let me go back to filter. Yeah, because it's supposed to give me 209. Okay, so let's go to results from here then. Let's not apply any more filters. So let's go to the results is up here. You see these buttons right here. On the top, you have the list view to see all 209 properties. And then over here, you have the photo grid view. So let me click on this. So this way you can see my results. I have the 209 properties. You have to give it a minute for it to load though. So look, I'm speeding it up because look, by scrolling down, it speeds it up a little bit. Okay. And when you're finished, you see on the bottom right, back to top, this will return us back to the top. Now, you see I have 209 property results. So when I select, you see the numbers don't match yet. So it's only displayed 180. So select. Okay, so let's speed this up a little bit. Hi, Kanoime. Kanoime, 7 was the amount of filters you requested. Yeah, I had to update that, most likely. Okay, I think this should be it. Let's go back to the top, select them all. So now it says 209. You see, make sure that this number match because if not, it's still loading. So this takes a minute. So what I want to show you now is how to do the mailing labels. Right here, you see where it says mailing labels. I selected all 209 first. Select them and then click mailing labels. It's great to have this additional system because if in case you have never done labels or done any marketing, if you use Realist, you see that you have a limit of I think 5,000 a month. But in case you pass that limit, you can always come over here and you can do another section of or another area so that you can do more labels. So when you do labels, this is pretty much the standard that you have been doing, similar with the other programs. So if you want to export the information, right, the information on these properties, you can export it into a CSV file. So later you can open it in Excel, and then you work it in Excel, convert it into an Excel file, and then you can do the mail merge in Microsoft Word. So that's the CSV option. You have the PDF option. The PDF option, it just generates those labels right on a PDF file, so you can just print it, and then it puts them all in the labels. You know, it just, and the type of labels you want to use. So you went to Office Depot, Walmart, wherever, and you bought Avery 5160. Avery 5160, 3 columns, 10 rows. These are 30 per page. You can also do every 5161, 5162, and these are bigger labels. So these are less. Okay, so this is the 30 per page. I think this one is 20, I think, but it'll tell you on the labels. So you have 3 types of labels you can use: 5160, 61, or 62. Who are you targeting? So if you want to send the do a mail out to the owners, then you want to go to tax billing. If you select property, it goes directly to the property in Pecola Ranch. It says eliminate duplicates in case somebody owns more than one property in the same area. Address to, you can do owner name, or you can do owner name and current resident. So this way, you know, you can do bulk mailing. Next, we have filters. You have owner occupied, absentee owner. So you can target that here. You see that absentee, owner occupied, exclude properties, records to export. And here's my limit. You see, you have 2,000 allowance. So from here, I'm doing 191 because remember I eliminated the duplicates. So I'm just going to hit print, and you'll see this system create the PDF file. Okay, So my bottom right is covering my screen. Let me go back up. Here it is. You see that on the bottom? My mail. Let me move this up a little. So here's the file, mailing labels. Double click it or click on it, and here's the labels. And since I had it sent to the owner, you see, not all the owners live here in Las Vegas. This is where the tax bill goes to. Okay. So there you go. That's how you can send it to the owners, create the mailing labels right here. So when you select these properties, you can do mailing labels, you can select print, or you can create a report. You can also switch this view from single line, like this is like multi-row, to gallery. This is the photo grid gallery view. It looks like this. And when you have the gallery, you can also see the picture, you can see the beds, the bath, the square footage, lot square footage, and you have the address. When you click this, it gives you the property report, the information about the property. If you want to set the property aside, you can always take the property, like this one, for example, and you see the heart button. Simply click the heart, and then you want to save 1020 Long Cattle Avenue. So if I want to set this property aside, I click save. And once you save it, you see this little thing again come down. Just click here and it tells you the my save property. And when you click here, it takes you to, to find all the ones that you have set aside later. So clicking the heart sets it aside, like making it your favorite. Okay, let's open this one up. Actually, let's open Long Cattle. I'm interested in this one now. So let's talk about the information that you get now. So the information that we get out of this system is, you see, here's the address, pictures. So if a property has been listed before, it has those photos in here. You can go through the photos. This one only has one of the exterior front. You can look at it from the street view too by clicking here. So this is like Google, the Google Street View. You can go around, spin it. Overhead view, there's the historical photos. So these are the previous listing. Okay, so that's historical photo. When I scroll down, let's return back to regular photo. When we scroll down, you see there's the RVM. RVM, the realtor valuation model, remember that? That can be changed, by the way. So, but I can go here, right here where it says refine value. And let's say that the owner did an upgrade to the kitchen, all right? Or replaced everything, redid the entire kitchen, made it extremely beautiful. Then you can go to refine value and you can add the value of the kitchen. Because a lot of times if an owner spends $20,000 on a kitchen, they think that they get all $20,000 back. It doesn't work that way. That's why you have refine value. A little later, I'm going to show you how to create a comparable market analysis and how you can save that PDF into your computer or email it to somebody if you want to. Okay. And according to this, the RVM confidence is pretty high. So they feel like the value is pretty close to what many people, what they offer. They will make an offer for $349 easily, according to the RVM. 3 beds, 2 bath. Here's that information again. Let's scroll down. There's more information. There's bedroom, bath. And on the right-hand side, you see there's another column. This column allows you to make changes. Like if you know this property, if maybe you live there or that's your property, and you know that the bedroom is incorrect, you can put 4 here, so that when you do your comparable market analysis, you know that you're comparing 4 bedrooms, not 3. That's just for you to put in here to make, because this is from the tax records. So if you disagree with the tax records, you can adjust it here for yourself to see anytime you want. And after you make any change here, don't forget to click save, so that in the future, when you come back to this property, you have it marked. Oh, this is a 4 bedroom. It's not a 3 actually. You can add notes. You can click the plus, type in any notes you want in here. Okay. Over here, you have schools also. And what's cool about this is you see that the schools next to each of them. It has a school rating. So this way you can tell people when if somebody asks, you know, oh, how's the high school? It's above average. And next we have AARP livability. Uh, you know, a lot of you think AARP, isn't that retirement? No, that has nothing to do with the retirement. It's just this was created by that company, AARP. It's an index for this zip code. So the index, if you see 50 out of 100, you're like, it's not good, right? No, it's not. The livability score is 50 is above average. You see, it's better than average. Okay. So if you want to include this in a presentation, maybe for a buyer. So this, because if a person wants to move into Las Vegas, they're like, how's this neighborhood? You know, so it has all this information combined. You see that? So the only thing that brought down the score was the engagement, civic, social involvement. Now you're wondering, what is that? Okay, so you have about this data, or you can view this information on AARP. So if you want a breakdown of all this information, click here, view on AARP. It pops open a new tab asking you, you're gonna leave RPR. Click leave. RPR is still here, by the way. I have not lost RPR. Okay, but it pops open a new tab with AARP and with information about this zip code. So, oh, I'm not buying anything here. Okay, so you see it has that nice yellow. That whole area is above average. You see that? Above average is not bad, like I said. So housing, remember earlier the housing, this right here, it has a 57 score. So let's go back to AARP. What does that mean, housing? Look, it means a lot of things, not just housing, good, bad, right? So over here you have housing accessibility, housing options, you see type of housing affordability, more of this is housing cost burden. This is availability of subsidized housing. So there you go. So that's what you see. This is negative and this is positive. So that's why it says top third, middle third, bottom third. So now you know what these colors mean, the legend. So then there's neighborhood. So you see, it breaks it down by a lot of little things: proximity to destinations, mixed use neighborhood, compact neighborhoods, personal safety. It doesn't look good here when it's red. Neighborhood quality, transportation, environment, our air quality. I think that was affected by the forest fires, right? From California. Health, 65% of patients are satisfied. The median is 71%. It's interesting information, isn't it? Engagement. This is what drove this score to 15%. So internet access is average. Well, average is better than none, right? So social engagement, you see, civil engagement, voting rate. Is that a big deal? Maybe to some people. Civic engagement, you know, opportunity for civic involvement. So there you go. That's why these three are down. So you see, it doesn't mean that just because you see red, it means completely bad, because maybe internet is important to some people and it's average. So it's not that bad, right? So that's engagement, opportunity. So there's equal income inequality, jobs per worker, educational opportunity, multi-generational community. So it has all that information combined to give you one score. So 50, now you see why you never find a 100, so you know. Okay, but 50 is above average. That's why. That's the livability score in that area of Picola Ranch. Okay, so now at least you have a breakdown. So it's kind of neat to include that in the report, for especially for buyers who don't know the area. I'm sure the seller doesn't care, you know. If a seller wants to sell, they want to get rid of the property and move on somewhere else. But if they're planning to buy a property with you and they want to know how's the area, there you go. That's a pretty awesome tool to have in addition to everything that you get. All right. Next is more information about the property. Is like interior feature, exterior feature, other details, location, walkability, scores. You have owner fact, who owns the property. Okay, remember the mailing address is the where the property goes. And then we have the legal description, more tax information, deed. And whenever you see these, any of these information, you can collapse. You can hide the information by clicking here. You see collapse. You can add notes. Okay. And then on the bottom, you see this right here. There's more deed. So if you want to go further back in the history, for example, you can click here and it gives you the previous recorded deeds. Okay. You can also download the plat map here. That's kind of neat to have a plat map. If you want one. I know appraisers use that. If you're an appraiser, there you go. Let's scroll up now. You see, we just went through everything on the left side. Now on the right, you get these nice charts. You have the 12 months change median days in RPR, 12-month change median listing price. And if you need any information about any of these charts, simply click about this data and it tells you what this is about. Okay, so you have all of this information for the zip code. So you're comparing it within the zip code. The system also historical records for this property. There's a previous listing, so you can click here to view the listing. Going back up. More notes, you can put notes, photos, seller proceeds. This is like a net sheet. So in case you want to create a net sheet. Going up. Now we have the additional resources on the right-hand side. I have zip form. So again, if you don't have it, it's normal. But evaluate, everybody should have this option. The evaluate is kind of neat, especially when you do commercial. But even if you don't do commercial, what if you're working with an investor? So an investor who wants to purchase a property and rent it out, right? So guess what they want to know? They want to know the cap rate. If you need to generate a cap rate, right here, evaluate. Evaluate lets you do a cap rate. So if you're doing multifamily homes, there you go. If you need to create a cap rate, here you go. Use this, okay? Map, there's the map information. Again, you can open up this map and look, you get several options. Okay, just the same. You see, search in the area, and then you have the same. Show geography, minor neighborhoods, zip code, census. All of this information is in here. Okay. I just showed you all about the map. I don't want to show it to you again. Okay, print, create report. Now, besides the information that we just went through, like I said, you saw the schools, the tax information, the property information, AARP information, all of that. Now, there's other tabs up here that gives you more information. So let's start with history. History has history of sales. You see the AVM, RVM, price value. So from 2016, you see how steadily the prices have been increasing. It was sold higher than the AVM, RVM. You see that? Assessed value is, okay, that's the assessed by the property appraiser. Listing activity, so it was listed there, sold there. Let's move down here. Down here, you have the prior sales transactions and tax info, mortgage records. So there you go. And the charts that we went through is the similar ones on the right side. Okay, so that's the history. Next, you have charts, more charts. So, but they're great for presentations. That's why I'm telling you about these reports that you guys can generate. Hi, Xiao. Question here. Is it possible to email the video today to me? Yeah, I'm recording this one, so I will send it to you. Over here, we have the, again, there's median estimated home value. You see, these are all charts, median estimate home versus median listing price. Shows you the difference. And if you want more information, don't forget, you can click about this data. Median sale price versus sales volume. Median listing price versus list volume. So there they are. And it goes back to 2018. Sometimes it goes back further too, if you guys noticed. Listing inventory, type of listings, 201 condos. So I'm sure this is about the zip code. Yeah, you see that in that zip code. So you get all these charts: median sales price by square footage, price per square footage, per square foot of home sold. This house versus the comps. Price bedroom, price range of home sold, age range. So it has a lot of information. So let's go back up. And then on the right-hand side, we have those similar charts that like before. Okay. Next is refined value. So I'm going back to summary, back to the beginning, right? Remember earlier when I pointed this out to you, the refined value. So the owner maybe upgraded their kitchen. You want to, they spent 20 grand. Okay. So let's go back up here to refine value. You can click the one below or the one up here. Doesn't matter. It's the same button. It brings you here. So it has the total rooms, bedrooms, living area, all this information. Let's say all of this is accurate. Leave that alone. But if they added a bedroom, you can put 4 and then apply, and then it also subtracts the value of that. Down here is like, oh, they spend a ton of money on a kitchen, $20,000, right? So you see where it says home improvement category. Click the drop down and pick. You see they have several options here. A lot of options. And if an option is not here, don't forget there's other. Let's say major kitchen remodel, upscale. Let's say, you know, they spend a good amount of money last month. Let's do September 2021. So it's recent, right? Last month. And they spent 20 grand. 20, 1, 2, 3. Type it in and add. And then it gives you the value of the upscale upgrade, and then it adds that to the RVM. So look, the RVM just went from 349 plus that upgrade to 359. So the value went up. Okay, and besides this, the refined value, you also have the needed improvement. That's the negative part. So if there's if they don't have a kitchen or if the bath are missing toilets, problems, right? Sometimes somebody rents out the property and somebody destroys it, who knows? So then you can put those in, select, type it in, and then put in total cost. So there you go. Oh, here's another cool thing that you can do, like local market condition. So if the market is extremely hot and you know that there's no properties, everything has been selling within a week, you know, that's hot. So then you can drag this over and that adds value. So you see how, you know, how hot. And if you put it here, it's like above average, you know. Home exterior condition, you know, is okay or superior, you know, it's excellent, it's impeccable, brand new paint, you know, there's no cracks on the driveways, things like that, you know. So you have all these options. So you see, by doing that, you see it increases the value too by dragging this up. But if you drag it down, it decreases the value. So, all right. So again, by doing that, you see now it increased the value a little more. So you have all these options under refine value. So you can increase, decrease the value. And after you're done, when you go back to summary, you see 377. With the refined values 377 right here. Okay. Let's go back up. The next is CMA. Let's do a quick comparable market analysis of this property. Click CMA. Oh, email request. Absolutely. You can type in Japanese, Anna, but I don't think anybody will understand you. Or in here, in the app, you're talking in the program. Um, I don't think there's a language option, is there? Let me see. It has to be at the beginning. I did not see any language option anywhere. No, you probably have to translate that, Anna. It's kind of neat. But no, I do not see that. Like when you generate those reports, if you have a translator or something like that that you can use, you have to. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of cool tools out there, believe it or not. But yeah, you have to use a translator because I speak Spanish and everything is difficult to translate in Spanish because they're not every word, is exists in the English vocabulary in Spanish, like waterfront. If any of you speak Spanish, try to figure that one out. Okay, so confirm home facts. Remember the tax information versus that column that I could have put in additional beds, bath, things like that. So first thing you do is confirm the fact. Click that button. Is follow the steps. Don't skip any. Just do it slowly. You don't have to rush it. So here's the tax information. If everything looks correct, you don't have to do anything. But if you know that this house has actually a 4-bedroom, then put 4 here, So this way you'll know that, oh, okay, I'm comparing 4 bedrooms, not 3. Or square footage. Who knows? They probably did additions that they never updated. It was never updated by the assessor. Don't be surprised. Okay. All right. So again, everything looks good. You move on. If it's wrong, put the information right here on the right hand side. Okay. So I'm just going to click the X. Okay. So, but if you, I think the bottom part was cut off. Hang on. Let me move this bar. This bar is annoying me. Click this. And then when you're finished, after you make a change, you have to scroll down, by the way. You see that? I had something blocking me on the bottom. So, and then click confirm facts and close. I'm going to click cancel. So that was that. So confirm the facts. After that, everything looks good. Click confirm. Oh, I'm supposed to click confirm and close. Yeah, I did. All right. After that, after you click confirm and close, you see it takes you to the next step. Or you can always go back and edit, make changes to it if you need to. Next, we do a search. We're going to search for comparables. Click find comps. I'm searching single family. I'm comparing it for active, pending. I'm going to skip pending. I want active sold. Yeah, that's fine. I want to see who the competition is, and I want to see what's been selling, the actual price people are paying for in this area within the last 6 months. That's fine. Beds, let's do 3 bedrooms, only 3 bedrooms, and I want to compare 2 bedrooms, 2 bath. Square footage, yeah, that's good. Don't put the exact same square footage as the property, because if not, you're not gonna find any comparables. If you do, if you're lucky, you get 1 or 2 most. I'm not doing price range. Skip that. I'm skipping the year build. All right. So again, bed, bath, solds, active, sold within the last 6 months. That's good. So I'm just going to click search and see what I get. Okay, I get something. So right here. Oh, look, you see the little stars next to some of these properties? It says that it was used when they generated the RVM. So when they generated the RVM, they used these 2 properties because they feel these 2 are, well, pretty much next door. Whoa, look at this. These 2 sold for, one sold for $379 at 3.2. Same square footage. Look at that. Why did they pay for more for this and less for that? Well, let's see when it was sold. May 17. Yeah, it's about the same time. Interesting, huh? All right, let's use them. Just select them here. What I'm doing is you can add them as your comps by selecting them. I think prices have gone up a little more. Look, 365, 427, but this one is bigger. So you can look at the model of the house, see if that fits or not. Okay. So, but if I unselect this one, the prices are going to average higher. Look. So let's use these two then. Okay, so everything looks good. Select them here. After I select them, but if you don't find any results for any reason, you can always go back and then do the search again. Sorry, I scrolled too far. Modify search, and then make changes if you don't get any results. And the map is kind of helpful too. It tells you where your subject is and where are the comparables. So we're sticking to the right side, to Pecoly Ranch. Okay, so everything looks good. Click update valuation and close. So I have added my comparables, and look, the price went up because I chose the two higher price. If I chose 340, it lowers it. So I'm sure owners like to see the higher price, not the lower price, as long as they can sell, right? Make adjustments. Now, adjustments is simply click this button, and then all it is how this property compares to the subject, worse or better. So you can go through the photos, you can pull up this address on the MLS if you want to get more details. It's like, oh, this one is not in such a good shape, so my subject is better. This one is way much nicer than my subject, so it's worse. Drag this, just simply drag this little bar, this little button. All right, so let's do it. Why not? This is for class purpose only. So you see, this subject, this property compared to is better. So when it's better, it subtracts. This one is worse to my subject, so it adds value. You see that? Let's just do it like this. About average. So let's scroll down, and then it tells you the adjustment difference. And if everything looks good, click update and close. When you click update, it subtracted $378. Okay. So, and then over here is the price. Again, it tells you that, okay, based on my comparables, the price would be approximately $371. If you agree with it, leave it alone, move on, and create the report. But if you disagree with the price, just click edit right here, and then just enter the number. It tells you, you think that this can easily sell for 380, and then save. All right, so let's create the report. Click create report. Okay, you can generate a seller report, it's up to you, or you can generate a valuation workbook. So you can do either one of these two, guys. So, but the problem is, look at the number of pages, 81 pages. So if you are planning on printing this out, it's best if you familiarize with the reports. This way, first, all the owner wants to know is how much the property value is. They don't want to read a book. But if you find out that any of those pages are helpful for you to let them know, hey, it might not be able to sell for 500,000. You want to list it for 500, right? So that's what some of those pages can help you on determining a price value so that the seller can list with you. Valuation, you see. Oh, no data. So let's go back to sellers. I guess that's what they want me to create, is a seller's report. So when I scroll down, look, there's a lot of pages here. Okay, here's the ARP livability index. I don't know if they care about that, right? I can uncheck that. I don't need that. That's mostly for buyers if they don't know the area. Estimated value range. But I know that some of these down here, you see market activity. Oh, this one is okay. My comps. I guess these ones I unselected from a previous class, and they stayed unselected. You see this? And this eliminates a lot of those additional pages. But if I were you, select them all, go through them and find out which ones are helpful to you for your presentation or not. And the next time when you come back, you can unselect them. And after you unselect, I'll keep this on so you can see it at least. After you unselect them, then run the report so you can create it. Okay, so go through them. Now, on the right-hand side, there's the cover page. On the cover page, you see, you can include your name, photo, uh, license number, work phone, email, logos, and things like that, your office information. So if you include them all, just check all elements and you'll be included on the page, including your picture, etc. Next. Now, if you need to remember, that's why earlier at the beginning, I showed you how to upload your photo. So if your photo is not here, you can go down here and then edit your profile to make sure that your information is up to date so that it appears on the cover page. So if anything here is incorrect or you forgot to upload your company logo, your photo, go back to edit profile to do that, okay? Scrolling down. Okay, after you select which pages, your cover page looks good. Now, personalize your report. You want to include the recipient name, check this box and type in John Smith. Let's say we're creating for John Smith. I didn't even know the owner name, so now let me scroll down. Okay, and then over here, delivery method, I'm just gonna create the PDF file. I'm not gonna email it, okay? Now we're finished. So I'm gonna click run report and it's gonna generate the report and this thing will sound an alarm when it's ready. But before I even do that, check this out. Do not send unsolicited email messages via RPR because that can, people can just report you as spammers. That's why, if you do that. Report expired after 30 days. This is very important. So if you want to keep those reports that you create, you can, after you create the PDF file, save it in your computer so you can stay, it'll stay there forever in your computer. Or then upload it in cloud if you want to. So this way it stays in cloud, you know, in case anything happens to your computer. Please download a copy of this report. That's what it says right here. So let me click run. And you see, this tells me like, oh, the report generation, then it will let me know. This is the previous version of RPR. The report used to be next to marketing, but with the new version, it's up here. You see that little number 1 next to it. Okay. Let's go back up. And over here, it says my reports. You see, this is the seller report generated today. It's finalizing already. Sometimes it takes a little longer. Sometimes it's fast. We don't know, depending on how busy they are, I guess. Okay. Let's go back home. But remember, if you entered some criteria filters in here, don't forget there's a little heart button when you save your search, or when you set a listing aside, and later, where do you save that? Where do you find it? Go to my work up here, and then this is where your save properties. Click that, it brings you down here. You see, here's long cattle. I clicked the heart earlier, and here's the Piccoli Ranch I saved earlier. Okay. All right, the report is still getting created. Okay, so we're back on the home page, guys. And again, you see the shortcuts, the map search, your listings. If you have listings, you can see your listings here. These are my saved properties. And it sorts it by recently added. Let me go back here because there's more than that. So you see, if you want to, there's that alarm. All right, so my report is ready. I'm gonna click download report so you guys can see the comparable that I created. So here's the cover page again. And you see, here's my photo. I cropped it earlier. It has this information on it. Here is the RVM with the refined value. You see, I added all the new kitchen and all that. And my comp comes up to 380. I'm sure they like that, right? Yeah, it's 349, but scroll down. I don't know if you want to keep this as the second page, because when they see the price, I think your presentation is over already, right? They're like, I agree or disagree immediately right here. Okay, home facts again, you know, if there's any difference between the tax versus what's actually at the property. Extended home facts, more information about the property. I don't think the seller wants to see that. They already know their property. But here's that livability score from AARP, but it doesn't have it broken down though. Remember, you can always open up that page and print it if you want to include that separately. There's the refined value market condition, you see, home exterior conditions, all these things that can add or subtract the value, remember, from the comp. Home improvements, you see, there's that 20,000 they spent, in case they want to point that out again, right? Seller's report, this is the sales and financing activity, and don't think this one is that interesting, but here's the market activity for that zip code. I'm gonna, in a minute, I'm gonna show you guys how to generate that again, okay? Oh, hi, Nancy, sorry. I'm almost missing everybody's. Would like to get it? Oh, sure, I can email that to you, absolutely. Data in RPR will flow over to official tax record. No, it does not. Kinoime, it does not, because this is only stays in this system. At least in the future, you will know, because people can always make changes to a property, and no, it will not go over to them, to the assessor. It's up to the owner or you, if you want it updated, especially the square footage. That's one thing that drives a lot of people crazy. Nancy, your question, what does RPR stand for? RPR stands for Realtor. R is Realtor. P is Property. R is Resource. Realtor, Property, Resource. Hi, Lani. Is there a way to search only one stories? Because I've noticed in my CMAs, I can only separate from. No, they don't. That option is not available. It is, we give that data to RPR, but they don't, it looks like they have not programmed it or mapped it or created that information. So yeah, so the answer to that is no, Lani. Absolutely, Nancy. I'm gonna take out everybody's name. I have all your emails because you all signed up. All right. So here, that's one of the heat maps. Again, you remember from earlier when I was showing you the information. Okay, and it gives you all that information. That's pretty neat. But I'm going to show you how to generate that market report later. Seller's report. Here you go. So again, these are the charts. Remember, we saw some of those charts earlier. Market health chart comparison. So the median list price, median estimate value. So the list price always higher than the estimate value, right? That's so median sell price versus sell volume, and it has a little explanation in case they want to know what this is about. Seller's report, more charts. So for your presentation, you see, it looks great for your presentation when you show them all this information, right? Here's the comparables. So here's the subject property. Here's comparable 1, comparable 2, and you see the system kept it inside the same micro neighborhood. So these are the two comparables. Here's the seller. Side by side, this is like the side by side report, right? This is one of the comparables, shifting winds, and the information is sold for $379. This one is Garamond and sold for $365. This is the recent market activity. Net sheet, seller proceeds. I don't know about pest inspection. It has a lot of information, but okay. And then, this is the last page. You can exclude the last page, remember, where you select those. That's why I'm telling you, go through them and find out which pages are useful to you. And then from there, go on. So there you go. This is 20 pages because I removed a lot of those pages, and it's better than showing them 80 pages. You're going to put them to sleep on your presentation. All right. And if you want to keep this PDF, you see the download button on Chrome right here. I can click download, and it asks me, where do I want to save this file? I don't want to save it in my pictures. So I'm going to put it on my desktop. And this is the seller report, Long Cattle Avenue, that I created today on October 21st. So it gives you everything that you need on the name. So save it. I'm going to save it on my desktop, and I will always have it there. I wouldn't do that. Don't save all your files on your desktop. You're gonna end up with 10 million files in there, and then you won't even know how to access anything on your computer. So if you want to create folders and then save things in those folders, and if you want to keep it forever, put it on a cloud. So this way you can always have it for future reference. And cloud, trust me, the best thing about cloud is that you can always access it from any computer, anytime, anywhere, any device. So this way, if anything happens to your computer, it won't be so bad. You can always find it in cloud. All right. So save again, back to this again. And hi, George. A question from George. Do you have any other video that I can look up? I don't. This is the first one I'm recording. I'm going to record this one. I'm going to upload it to YouTube and share it with you all. But there are videos always. You can, I'm going to talk about that in a second by clicking help. I'm sorry, not help, learn. Under learn, no matter which screen remember, no matter which screen you're on, when you go to help, like right now, learn on my homepage, I want to know more about this homepage. You can watch a video about the homepage. But I'm recording this class so you guys can have it as a reference in the future. All right. The you're looking for when I did on Remind. Okay. Yeah. I have not recorded this one yet. This is my first one. So you guys are my guinea pigs. Okay. Over here, my properties. These are your recent properties that I've opened up, like Cattle Ranch. I just opened up. So if I click view here, here is that property. National. Remember, I opened that earlier. So that's recent properties. Reports, which reports I've created. You can view all the reports, including the seller one that I just created. For like a comparable market analysis. That's the reports. Notes I've added to properties. You can always view them here. On the right side, you have these save searches. So from here, I can open up any of the save searches, and you can also edit them, delete them, get rid of them. Okay, if you have an old one that you don't need anymore. Scrolling down, you have discussions on Facebook group. You have the help support number if you have trouble. You have RPR learning. This is on-demand training. By clicking here, it brings you to this page, and then you have, make sure that you're under the learning tab, and under the learning tab, you have more videos. This is from the folks from RPR. They created videos about particular topics. It's a lot of topics, including commercial, using the map again, and so on and so on and so on. Okay. Okay, so you see, you have all these topics. So I just showed you that, but let's get back to the this right here. Let's go back to the present. Oop. Okay, so the next, what is next? So become familiar with the homepage. I just, again, went through all the options on the homepage, the map, searching, looking up properties, create a search, save it, locate it, remember? So create a search after you enter your filters up here. You click on the heart button. That's how you create the search. And where do you find it later? My work, and just click here. You want to find your previous listings that you set aside. No, this is your listing, sorry. The listings you set aside, and over here you have your save searches. And by clicking this, it brings you to the home page down here. So this is where your save searches are, and this is where your, sorry, save listings, save searches. So now you know how to locate it again. So again, you have you can always log in directly by going to narrpr.com or from the Matrix single sign-on page that I showed you earlier. You have the blog, NAR-RPR. That was that thing I clicked at the end. This option, at the bottom, you see this right here. This is the blog. So when you click that, it brings you here. Is that the blog? Yeah. Let me click leave. and I just clicked on, that was learning that we just saw. So, but when you click blog, it takes you to the industry segments, you know, and then over here's the learning again. So when you click learning, here's all the videos again. So that was the RPR learning blog. Pretty much takes you to the same page. So that's what this page is. Support number again, or their email address if you have questions. Okay. So these are all the resources I'm talking about towards the end of the topics. So blog NAR RPR, I just showed that to you. And again, it brings you to this page, training, learning. I just showed you all that. So then you also have training area. When you click that, it brings you back there again. And with that, we conclude this morning's session. Okay, so, but practice it. The biggest thing or main thing that you guys can use this program is great for reports and presentations, comparables, RVM. You see all that can be helpful if you want to do your presentations. And don't forget, you can also use this for prospecting. So you can create labels, do mail outs. All right. Thank you, Cynthia. So thank you all for attending today. Have a wonderful day, rest of the day. You're welcome, Anna. You're welcome, Nancy. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, I'm getting your email. I got you, Dulce. You're welcome, Xiao. You're welcome, ladies. I remember you from yesterday. So Lani, no, you cannot, there's no option for 1 or 2 stories. What you do is you just have to do your search. And then again, based on the photos, you do, if I want to compare 1 story versus 2 stories. But the main thing is the square footage. That's the only thing you can do. But the square footage will not break it down into 1 story or 2 story either. So you have to, when you do your search, you select, remember that from the list of results, you select which ones you want to use. But there's nothing to separate your results. You're welcome, Nancy. You're welcome, George. You're welcome, Effie. I got you, Dawit. You're welcome, Lani. Hi, Stanton. Absolutely, I got your email. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful day.